I'm trying to add value to people that I can, right? Like, how do I encourage you? How do I inspire you? How do I give you things that I've learned that maybe you're trying to learn, right? You know, like that's what makes all of this better. But the irony is when you create something that gets big, you're going to get people who have no context for who you are, and you get way more of that. And so,
you're going to be judged.
Oh yeah. So my claim to fame, I got to set this up a little bit because it's a little bizarre. I make things like, I think my TikTok says, you know, like things I talk about, like wine, theology, parenting, and marriage. Like those are like the four that I say, like, hey, kind of like umbrellas. Like if you follow this account, those are probably the topics I'm going to get the most of, you know. So people kind of get that, like, you know, parenting being one of them. So this is months ago, but the other day I was like, we had taken a quick drive and our 8-year-old is just like conked out in the van. And I thought it was so funny. Like, this is such a short drive and the dude was passed out hard. And so I just made this real quick video where it's like, I'm like unloading everything in the van, the side doors open and he's still in there, just zonked, you know? And so I just recorded and I'm like, hey, you know, when that afternoon drive hits hard or some, you know, some real funny thing. Well, he's 8 and he's little and he's in a booster seat. And so I post this video thinking like people are going to just laugh about like, oh, I've had my kids fall asleep too. Well, this like video gets a lot of views and people start dogging on me. Like, why is that kid in a car seat? Like, well, you got a grown man in the back. I mean, all these like really sarcastic, like that kid should be driving and he's in a booster, you know? And I'm like, what? And I'm like, he's 8 and he's tiny, you know? So I go back and I watch, and it's like one of those like optical illusions where like, okay, kind of from the angle that it looked like, maybe he looked a little like longer than he is, you know what I mean? Like, okay. But I'm like, so then I start wondering like, Am I a bad parent? Like, should he not be in a booster? So it like makes you second guess yourself.
So you research that?
So I research it. I go on like Arizona booster laws, you know, like what's the regulation? And I find out for his height, for his weight, he absolutely should be in a booster. Like they're like, yes, like keep this kid in the booster for his actual age. So I go on and I'm like, I'm going to do a follow-up video. It was like one of the first times I'd responded to a comment on TikTok, you know, like you can do a video reply.
So that's how you do it, was a video reply.
Yes, you might want to do this. You get your hater next time. Just do a video reply to him.
I'm taking mental notes right now.
Okay, yeah. This is a secret. So I do a video reply to one of these comments of like, that kid's 15 and he's in a booster or whatever, you know? And so I like respond and it's just me talking. It's just me in my office, sitting in my chair, like, hey, I posted this video. Some of you are all hating on me. Like, so I second guessed myself. I looked it up. Turns out, you know, moral of the story, he's supposed to be in a booster. He's 8, you know, he's this size or whatever. And then I just, at the end, I was trying to offer encouragement. So I'm like, hey, if you're a parent, like just shout out to you. Like this whole thing's hard. Like, I literally thought I was posting a video that parents would relate to, ended up getting ostracized because my kid, you know, have to look it up, have to do all this. It's hard. Parenting's hard. Yeah. And leave it at that. I wake up the next day and it's at like 50,000 views. And I'm like, I'm confused. Like me defending myself about the booster and it just starts like taking off. And then like a couple hours later, 100,000 views. Then like 200,000, 300,000. 400,000. It's like over 600,000 some views. That's a lot of people. Like I've never, as a professional communicator, my entire life, have never ever created anything or said anything that many people have seen and heard in my life.
Never.
And now I'm the car booster dad.
So right? Instead of a couple thousand people as you're preaching, you now have 600,000 people
watching
that are going to give you their feedback
about a defense video.
Which is bizarre,
his kid in a booster seat.
And so you're like, thank you. And again, what's funny is now I'm, you know, most of these people don't have any idea who I am. Like I don't have that many followers on anything. Right. So like, these are people who, thank you TikTok algorithm, like somehow ended up there. And you know, what's funny is I got all these parents coming to my aid. Like, you keep that kid in a booster till he's 20. And you're like, you're doing the right thing, dad. Like, don't let them hate on you. And then I got people like, really? You're letting TikTokers, you know, control your parenting? Like, get a life. So then I got like new kinds of hate. And it's like, and then people going back to, no, he looks 6 feet tall. Like, you know, like it's like that. And it's like, wow. And so I tried to like comment, you know, and reply. And then it literally got to a point where I'm like, this is not my full-time job to just reply on this thread anymore. Like I can't keep up. And they were all, one of those kind of categories. So I just kind of let it go. But what was the funniest is that literally people who I've lost contact with over the years found me randomly through that, watched that video and went, I know that guy. And then reached out to me and said, dude, I saw you on TikTok.
See what I mean?
I haven't talked to you in years. And I'm like, you've got to be kidding me. You saw the TikTok video? So yeah. So guys,
That's awesome.
TikTok
cracked the
famous.
code. I'm TikTok famous.
TikTok famous.
My wife just recently had her viral moment. We did a video together and she made the comment I think most, families, when they do stockings, the wife probably doesn't get anything in her stocking because I think the wife buys stockings. And I said, yeah, it's probably true. But I said, I bet you most families don't do stockings. She's like, oh, for sure people do stockings.
We do stockings.
I'm like, I bet you not that many people do stockings. So she's like, all right, let's put it to a poll. So we do a video. It's just us discussing our debate
on stockings.
On stockings. So she's explaining it. And then I'm like, I don't think that many people do stockings. And then she's like, all right, what do you think? I think she's up to 400,000 views on that.
Oh my gosh.
What?
TikTok again?
TikTok famous again.
TikTok famous. This is the
That's
TikTok.
Jeremy, that's the world we're in. Ooh, they're talking about stockings.
But here's what's
Let me
bizarre.
stop on
To
that.
anyone on TikTok or making any kind of content, you have no idea
What's going to stick
the stuff that I'm most proud of this is literally brilliant content.
This is so heavy. This is cool.
People are like, yeah, it's all right. I'm like, no, you don't understand. That I just dropped gold on you today. Yeah, that's okay. Me talking about a booster seat. I need more of this, guy. This is what I'm here for. It's the stuff that you don't know, which is why I think you just go, you know what? Make a lot of content, make the stuff you care about. And
make a bunch of other stuff that is off the wall.
Just be you though. But part of that is just that's Michelle and I in our marriage. That was that. That's me as a dad. That was that. It's just be a person, be you, and let the chips fall where they may, I guess.